Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another chapter reading from Exodus, the second book of the Holy Bible that Moses was inspired to write. You know, I don't know if y'all have got the full meaning of what Exodus is. I don't know if y'all really understand what Exodus was really about, you know what I mean? It was the departure, you know what I mean? Exodus is about how the Jews departed out of Upper Egypt, out of Upper Kemet, out of Africa. You got what I'm saying? So let's buckle down. Let's make sure that we're understanding how things went about. Let's buckle down and make sure that we are in a understanding of things to come in the now. You feel me? History repeats itself. You understand me? There are those that position themselves in a place of power, in a place of wealth, and they want to see how they could reproduce history. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, it's people out here that think like that. You know, I've always watched TV. I've always listened. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't always put actions to the things I've heard, but I've always listened. And that was on TV before. You know what I mean? People got a little, they had the, they had the connections, which they had the power, but they reached a level of wealth where that they could buy things. You feel what I'm saying? They could buy people. They could buy influence. You feel what I'm saying? And they read that history of that movie. You feel in that movie. And if I could really recall the movie, you know what I mean, I'll tell you the title of it. But I know I've seen it. I know where I got it from. I know that me and this person I've ran into before, we have sat and talked about it. You feel what I'm saying? We have built upon it. And, having money is a wicked influence upon you. Having a level of wealth that is enormous is some wickedness. Like I said, some wickedness put upon you. It make you do some evil things. It make you do evil things to people. You feel what I'm saying? It make you feel like you're more than what you are. So I just say this to you, you know what I mean? If money moves you, if money makes you happy, if money makes you where that you are subject to not be who you are in your everyday life that you have presented, you should let someone else control that for you. You feel what I'm saying? I'll never say you're not to have it, but you shall allow someone else to control that for you so that there's boundaries put upon you where that you will not overstep your boundaries. You got what I'm saying? Because this is a true statement what Jesus said to the wealthy. Give it all away. That is the only way you're going to get into heaven, because that was a wicked man Jesus told that to. Anyway, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please, if you're on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and definitely turn your notifications on. There are playlists over there. So you will find the Exodus playlist. You will find the Genesis playlist. Excuse me. You will find the Revelations playlist. You will find the Love and Respect Experience playlist. Look, let's get into this chapter 2 reading of Exodus, and it begins where the title is Moses is Born. Now remember, we had already covered in chapter 1 that the Jewish women was not killing their babies. There are men babies. You got what I'm saying? So now we're into chapter 2 where we're speaking about Moses is born. And a man of the house of Levi went and took as wife a daughter of Levi. So the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that he was a beautiful child, where we at? A beautiful child, she hid him 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she took an ark of bulrushes for him, daubed it with asphalt and pitch, put the child in it, and laid it in the reeds by the river's bank. And his sister stood afar off to know what would be done to him. Then the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river, and her maidens walked along the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the reeds, she sent her maid to get it. And when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the baby wept. So she had compassion on him and said, "This is one of the Hebrews' children." Then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and call a nurse for you from the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for you?" And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." So the maiden went and called the child's mother. Then Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this child away and nurse him for me, and I will give you your wages." So the woman took the child and nursed him. And the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. So she called his name Moses, saying, "Because I drew him out of the water." Now it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out to his brethren and looked at their burdens. And he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his brethren. I want to pause right there, right? And I just want to say this, you get me. We're going to find out who Seti's wife was. You feel what I'm saying? And if I'm correct, Seti's wife was Nefertari. If I'm correct, you got what I'm saying. And just bear with me while I look this up. But I want the background. I want to give you the background. Her culture. Seti one wife was Tuya, which is Nefertari. Tuya is Nefertari, if I'm correct. You got what I'm saying? Wife of Pharaoh Seti one, mother of Tia Ramses two, and possibly, yeah. Let me do this again, so we'll be right on the same page with this. Is Nefertari Tua is the name Nefertari the same as Tua? Oh. Okay, so Nefertari was Ramses' second wife. So Queen Tua, the Prince of Egypt, she also gains a daughter-in-law named Nefertari. All right, Tua, we're gonna get into her. You feel what I'm saying? Because what I'm trying to figure, I'm pleased and I'm proud that Moses survived. You feel what I'm saying? I'm very proud and pleased that Moses survived. Give me a second. Tua was her Tua background is what? Yeah, is what nationality? Okay, Tua is a Chinese woman. You got what I'm saying? Based on available information, Tua as a name is most commonly associated with Chinese background, as the company Tua Smart is a Chinese technology. Tua name meaning that Tua family. People ask, what does the name Tua mean? Boom, 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 blah, 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 blah. Okay, so uh, Tua. Uh, Tua, Egyptian wife. Look her up. Let's see what go on. Okay, that was Seti's wife. Um, it don't tell you Valley of the, she was buried. It does not born in Thebes. You got what I'm saying? So let's look up and let's see what Thebes at. All right. Okay, Thebes is in Egypt, and you got a Thebes in Greece. You got what I'm saying? So, so I can understand is Thebes Egyptian or Greek? Once the most powerful city in ancient Greece, Thebes has long been overshadowed by Athens and Sparta. Upper geography, Thebes was located along the banks of the Nile River in the middle part of Upper Egypt. Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is why this woman, why this spouse, why this goddess, why this queen of of Kemet, of Upper Egypt, of Africa didn't listen to her husband. You feel what I'm saying? All male babies was to be killed. So what made it where that if this woman is born from our culture, have a understanding of our culture, sit on the throne of our culture, but didn't listen. You feel what I'm saying? Her actions showed she didn't listen. You feel what I'm saying? So what was it about her background that made her love the Hebrews? You feel me? What was it? Maybe her maybe her mom is a Hebrew and was married to an Egyptian man. You get what I'm saying? There was a lot of mixing of the races of the cultures before Christ. You feel me? All right, let's get back into this. So he looked this way and that way, and when he saw no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, two Hebrew men were fighting, and he said to the one who did the wrong, why are you striking your companion? Then he said, who made you a prince and a judge over us? Do you intend to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? So Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. When Pharaoh heard of this matter, he sought to kill Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and they filled the troughs to water their father's flock. Then the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. When they came to rule their father, he said, how is it that you have come as soon today? Now I want to pause right there before we get out of this, because we get ready to enter into verse 19 and it ends with verse 25. I want to say this to you right quick, right? Now you see how quickly they went into the birth and then straight into the part of the movie when he's asked when he's asking the Hebrews, the Egyptian, the Kenite, the African, why are you whipping this slave? And then it gets to the part about when he killed these two Egyptian gods. You see how quick that is? You see how quick? You know, the reason I want to do Ramses and Exodus together because we need to know Moses' childhood. You feel me? This is something we need to know. This is valuable information for me. You know what I mean? If you are watching and you want to know Moses' childhood, I believe we're going to get it from out of Ramses. You got it? Because we're not getting it right here. Anywho, let's get back into this. And they said, an Egyptian delivered us from the hand of the shepherds, and he also drew enough water for us and watered the flock. So he said to his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that you have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And another thing I want to point out to you, you got what I'm saying? They speak of the Egyptians, you get me? But they don't speak of Moses being raised the way he was raised by the Egyptians, by the Kemites, by the Africans. You understand what I'm saying? They're not explaining that part. I will say there are some things being said that shows him in a righteous manner. You feel what I'm saying? A very righteous manner. Because even when I saw the movie Exodus, I understood that. You know what I mean? I said, you know, I understood it. Why is you beating this man with a whip when he get pleasure out of it? That took me back to me understanding. Now, stick to your guns and never argue with this woman. Never put your hands on this woman, because evidently this woman like arguing. This woman like you being abusive. So when you around people like that, it can hurt you in the end, because see, overnight it can turn around and kill you. You know what I mean? You can get complacent. You can get very complacent with doing things people allow you to do. And it can be turned around on you overnight. You could go decades, years being a verbal abusive person, a physically abusive person, and then overnight, it changes. That next day you go to be verbally abusive, you may get a frying pan across your head. That next day you go to be physically abusive, she may shoot you, and in the court of law, she walking out. She's walking out because whether or not she have a paper trail at the police department, she have a paper trail amongst her friends, amongst her associates, amongst her neighbors, amongst her her environment. Let's get back into this. So she said to his daughters, and where is he? Why is that you have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. Then Moses was content to live with the man, and he gave Zipporah his daughters to Moses. And she bore him a son. He called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a foreign land. Now it happened in the process of time that the king of Egypt died. Then the children of Israel groaned because of the bondage, and they cried out, and their cry came up to God because of the bondage. So God heard their groaning with Abraham. No, they're groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God acknowledged them. Now, all I've asked you to do is speak up. If you don't speak up, how can our demiurge hear you? If you don't speak up, how can anyone that can help you, you feel me, help you? How can they? They don't know your issues. You feel what I'm saying? They don't even know if you have an issue. They don't even know if you're the problem. You may be the problem. So sometimes a wise man, a wise woman not going to intervene. They're not going to do too much, how to put it, not nitpicking, but trying to figure what's wrong with you. You feel what I'm saying? They're just not. They're just not. If you're not going to speak up, then no one is going to be there to help you. And sometimes you have to speak up. You have to pray on it. You feel what I'm saying? And what prayer produces is a dialogue with whom you pray to send you someone to intervene and to pull you up out a struggle that you're in. That's called protection. You feel what I'm saying? Our demiurge is to protect us. Jesus was sent to save us, for to give us an understanding and example of righteousness and evilness. You get me? Righteousness and evilness. You understand that? An example, a physical example, alive, walking, talking, living upon this rock with us. You get it? Now, did you hear the example I put out to you about my life? You got what I'm saying? It gets to a point, and I wasn't no woman beater. Things had got out of hand. You feel what I'm saying? Most of the time, I remove myself from the house before it get out of hand. Sometimes I've lost my self-control and it just, spare the moment by. You got what I'm saying? So I say this to you, when it got to the point of me really trying to figure my wife, really trying to figure my marriage, I started looking at me. I didn't look at nothing she done to me. You feel what I'm saying? I looked at me. What am I doing wrong? And that's when things stopped. And when those things stopped that way, she still didn't like that. You feel what I'm saying? That ain't what she liked. Me being me, catering to her, she ain't like that. She want to argue. You feel what I'm saying? She want to have a reason to piss me off. Look, know who you're married to. Know who you're having relations with. Know who you're just being an associate or a friend with. You get me? I don't care if it's male or female. Know them. Know if they're in your life to push buttons. Know if they're in your life to push you along into a successful path. Because the devil is the same as our demiurge. The devil send people around to destroy you. Our demiurge send people around to push you along into a successful path. Look, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. This has been another chapter reading from Exodus. And like I say, if you're on my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries, like, share, subscribe, comment. Definitely, you got what I'm saying. Definitely put your notifications on. And definitely, if you can, please share. You feel me? Please. I'm out and I love you.